But without further ado, the draft is ready. So we're going to go into the draft.
We are into the draft at this point in time. Do you think, Mini, we would see a similar draft coming out from Infamous like that of yesterday, with them going for that really burst, really high attack potential? Like
I think they're going to go for it if the draft allows it. I don't think they've got a comp in mind, but straight away they banned Glaive, and obviously Lara's going to be picked up because she wasn't banned. And the Kestrel ban, that's a definite respect ban away from Infamous. They know how to play Kestrel extremely well, and if you don't know how to counter it, Catherine's obviously good, but a good Kestrel will just not hit Catherine, and then it's really hard to try and counter her. So that is banned away. Lara picks up. I'd be surprised if it's something other than Vox, Baron, or Grace. Those are what we'd be expecting. They could just go for another captain. Maybe they want Catherine or Arden, but I'd really expect to see. Actually, they're going to go Scarf. That was completely not expected. So they want their backline mage sorted. They don't want to go Celeste this game. They want to go for the Scarf. Finn works quite well with the Scarf. Arden works well with the Scarf, and she's countered by Taka quite well. She's really good against Scrubjaw. So that's maybe why they picked Scarf. And Idris, another strong hero that's been banned away. Baron is still open, so they might want to pick that up if it's not banned away now. Do you think Baron might be banned here?
Yep, I personally do not think that Infamous. I personally think that Infamous has got an answer to Baron. So I'm not expecting a Baron being banned out here. The thing that I expect being banned out is actually that of Grace, because we do see a lot of Grace coming out from the side of Impunity. So if not the Baron ban, then it would definitely be that of Grace, unless of course they are going to ban out that Taka, but that is not likely at all because they have a Scarf that would be the jungler on. Ooh,
okay,
we do actually see a Batiste.
I think that must be banning the Captain Batiste away, because they're not going to go Crystal Batiste. They've already gone Crystal Scar, and it's very likely they want to go high mobility heroes.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I just
bless you.
Thank you. And so I think they're not going to go Taka. It's unlikely you're going to see a weapon Taka, but Taka's quite a good counter against this Scarf, and they are going to pick it out. It wasn't banned away. This is a really strong composition for Impunity. Scarf, obviously in the late game they're going to pretty much destroy anyone, but I'm expecting maybe a Koshka. We haven't seen Koshka at all. Maybe a Taka. They're unlikely to go Glubjaw's. Glubjaw's really well countered by Scarf, but they're going to go for pretty early aggression, because that's the main way to beat this late game comp, beat the Baron Scarf. You just invade them early on, so there's nothing they can do. They can't ramp up, they can't farm, they can't get to the late game power spikes.
Yeah.
Go for Crystal Black Thunder, I don't think that would work very well. Again, I'd like to see a Koshka, I'd like to see someone aggressive and late. They're going to go Celeste, they're going to try and outpoke the Scarf.
I'm actually expecting the Celeste being picked up on the side of Infamous, and the only reason I expected that was only because of how comfortable Spaghetti is on that Celeste. And we know what the role of this Celeste generally would just be to try to outpoke that of Baron in the later part of the game, and of course outpoke Scarf as well. One thing that Celeste has that Scarf do not have is that core collapse and that stun. We are going to see a Ringo being picked up on the side of Infamous. I mean, Ringo has been played in other regions to an iffy success. Hopefully, we'll not see that Crystal Ringo to try to take down that Baron. Yeah,
it might work, but then you're just saying, okay, we need to get to late game as well, because you've got Celeste who needs to ramp up and Crystal Ringo who really needs to ramp up to get 3-4 damage items. Definitely. I think they're going to go weapon. It's going to be risky, but if Ringo catches Baron out, he'll probably secure the kill.
Yeah.
Because he'll be able to burst Baron down before he can even think to jump Jess away. And if he can't, if Baron does jump Jess away, Ringo can't burst him down. Celeste's got a Solar Storm ready to secure the kill, because Baron's so slow that it's quite easy to land that. And Catherine, I think they just wanted a strong captain. She's not really a hard counter to any of the heroes from Infamous. Doesn't counter Lyra, doesn't counter Catherine. Doesn't counter Celeste or Ringo. I think I do prefer the draft from Impunity. I think the Baron Scarf combination will really work out well, because Celeste will have a hard time invading.
Yeah.
So I do like Impunity's draft personally.
Well, yeah, I do have to agree with you. I mean, I can't discount the fact that the draft coming out from the side of Infamous is a rather strong, rather robust com as well, with Lyra, Ringo, and Celeste. It is just I'm not sure, and I'm quite confused with that Ringo pickup. If and that is why I must say I side and I go with Impunity as well. I'm just not sure of that Ringo pickup. I know Spaghetti is really comfortable on that Celeste, but that's about what is going for the side of Infamous. I mean, we have SNK on that Lyra, and I must say, Lyra is a rather strong pickup, just not a really good priority. In high tier games, at least, a lot of Lyras are being banned out. If picked out, there are ways to actually work around that bright bulwark. There are ways to work around Lyra's Imperial Sigil, like we actually witnessed in a lot of games before. So, you know, honestly, I think quarter four on this Catherine, we are going to see a lot of work coming out from him as well. Just trying to keep Scarf, trying to be the front liner, keeping Scarf and that of Baron safe. And of course, hopefully he can like chain stuns, basically not chain stun, but then land really good blast tremors, silence the entire team, probably build an echo as well, so that the side of Spaghetti or Uni or even SNK can't do anything and just allow his side Impunity to just poke down the enemies.
Yeah, I think the good way to counter Lyra is just go heroes that aren't at all countered by her bulwark. Like Scarf has nothing, and Baron has got a jump jet, which if Lyra uses the Arcane Passage and then immediately bulwark on top of Baron, he won't be able to jump jets away, and that is quite a good counter against Baron. But mostly you have heroes that don't need to use their white bulwark, so that's going to be fine. Catherine was spotted going to the backs of Infamous, so I think Celeste is going to go and try and contest, but Portugal will probably be okay. Catherine's generally going to be able to run away, and maybe not.
Yep, maybe not. Quarter four is caught out at this point in time. Spaghetti is just basic attacking. Quarter four may be first blood.
Running, yeah. He all got the message suit off, but Lyra picking that up with the Arcane and basic attack. And Catherine obviously knew that she was seen going to the jungle because she basically just walked straight past Infamous and went straight for their jungle. So she knew that Celeste was going to come to try and kill her. Still went for the back, so I think it was a good idea to go for the back heel. Maybe she should have tried to like drag it around the wall so that it wasn't spotted. Celeste thought maybe she'd already taken it and was trying to port home. Baron and Scarf took their back together, so they'll be happy that they weren't invaded at level 1. And Scarf's just going to try and level up, get her farm, port home, and maybe just try and steal the tree away, but definitely not going to go too aggressive or anything.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, we do see Baron clearing this wave excruciating fast. And so, I mean, we look at Ringo as a hero. SNK is getting really, really low.
SNK in the Imperial Sigil, but good rotation from Kirchhoff's on Scarf to pick that kill up. Keep him low in the goop, good merciful pursuit from Catherine, and then Baron jumps in to make sure that kill did go to Impunity. So they're 1-1 now. Get rotating down to try and get Celeste. We're not going to boots for that, but their minion has already fallen. Baron's just going to pour home, work towards his Soul Blade tension mode most likely. He's going to try and push the wave first. It's risky. Lyra is back, but Ringo did port back to home, so Baron won't be pushed in. And as you said, Baron with extremely quick wave clear. Lyra's probably going to stall these videos out, so Ringo won't lose anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baron now going to just probably port home to shop, get some items, try and get that jump jet's cooldown produced, so if the gang comes out from Celeste, he can get out a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's one thing about Ringo. I mean, just look at Ringo as a hero. Firstly, he doesn't have that AoE like that of Baron's basic attacks. Granted, the splash from every shot from Baron isn't that large of a damage, but then it is quite surmountable to something. But Ringo as a hero, he does so bad when farming under turret because he's just not as great farming under turret as say like Def Q on this Baron per se. Anyways, we are going to see quarter four going in, just being that front liner.
There's everyone in the lane. There's Core Cap can land on the border bar, but there's no follow-up CC for them. They've only got one stun. Both sides have got one stun. Coach taking a lot of pokes from that Supernova. He is going low as well. Kirchhoff's taking the poke from Uni. He's trying to give it back out, but there's a Imperial Sigil from Lyra. Spaghetti is nice and healthy again. Wardwar has to back off. One hit from Spaghetti. Probably might fall, but he has got a Storm Guard. That's all 3 members of Impunity rotating down. Jump gets rebound, but Spaghetti is going to boot away. And FQ is going to rotate back up to lane and try and get his farm. SNK got an Imperial Sigil. He'll be okay. And this is Baron. We'll be fine at clearing these minions. Kershaw wants to rotate to lane, but his backs are up, so he's probably going to want to go to them instead.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, just look at the fight alone. Quarter 4 got really low then, just overextending a little bit. I mean, it is quite obvious the amount of damage that can be coming up from the side of Infamous, but then at this point in time we are not quite seeing that yet, although we do see Uni just going in for that Sorrow Blade, not quite having it yet, sitting on 1.8 thousand gold. Okay, just picked up that Sorrow Blade and picked up an infusion as well, so they might be looking for a fight or an early turret.
And there's the core collapse onto DefQ. He's going to boots away and be fine. We've seen a lot of early infusions around 5 minutes in, just being pocketed by the laners, so that if a fight does break out, they can pop their infusion. They don't waste gold on using it as soon as they go shop. But if they need to fight, they can use the infusion, and then they'll probably win the fight, because at this point, if you have the infusion, even though it doesn't give you that many more stats, you're just so much stronger than the enemy, and that Solar Storm slightly off target. He cannot fight. There's no energy, and DefQ knows it. He's going to go Fountain Pop by SNK. Appears to keep it healthy. Kirchhoff is getting killed by Uni on the backline, and that is Baron probably going to fall. He went for the Lyra, that's not the target you want, and there's Kirchhoff as well. Uni is going mentally good there, and Spaghetti is taking the swing. Wardvar's going to have to back off. Spaghetti's got some energy again. Can land a Helio, can't quite do a hook up, so there's enough energy for it. Wardvar will buy some boots, run away, buy some more boots, and run away again. Those basic attacks will follow him, he'll be fine. Good shopping from Wardvar. I like to see people buy boots as they walk past the shop. It's always good to help you get away. And Uni went mental on the back line. He went straight onto Kershov's while Kershov's wasn't ready, was trying to poke out Spaghetti. And while DefQ was chasing Lyra, Uni just came from behind and destroyed both of them, so well played.
Yeah, well played indeed. This Ringo, like I was saying earlier on, Ringo hasn't had quite, an extensive showing, and when he does appear, he just do not have that win rate like that of Baron. He's just not that overpowered or just even matter at this point in time.
But it's almost everything can happen here. Hellfire Brew, there's minion candy on the minions. There's Solar Storm. DefQ getting bursted down. Could probably force the fountain. No, just use the Protector Contract to keep DefQ healthy. Wardvar didn't save the fountain. That's half health turret. And here's the Dragon's Breath. Scarf stun onto Ringo, but Core Collapse. Scarf out of the Dragon's Breath almost immediately. You doing a lot of poke onto there's the fountain. You need to take some damage from that Baron. From Lyra, try and keep him healthy, but that turret only about 4 to health. Wardvar going for a stun, but he's going to die. Iron Cannon just slightly missing. This turret is probably going to fall now. Good minion candy from SNK actually. There was a massive wave. So they immediately used the minion candy, got very strong minions. Ringo cleared the wave, and then they pushed up the turret. But Scarf's wave clear is so quick that if people don't even have a chance to get the turret, they just want to kill. You just going to do as much as you can. DefQ's going to jump jets in, and Uni is going to back off on the Ringo. Turret on about a 5th health, almost nothing left on that tier 1 turret. So one more push for Infamous, and they might get it, but Baron's now got his Soul Blade Tension Bow. So he's going to be much more of a worry in these fights. Uni, without any weapon power defense, is going to have to be careful about that.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at the builds right now. Like you said, DefQ is sitting on that Sorrow Blade and Tension Bow. The amount of damage that's going to be coming up from DefQ would maybe overwhelming for the side of Infamous, as we do see Uni on this Ringo not pick up any defenses at all, just that oak heart alone, and building towards that Tyrant's Monaco, not exactly a very cheap item to build towards, especially like at this point in time, when a lot of other teams are just going for the tension.
Spaghetti trying to solo the gold mine, but Impunity had vision. So Baron jumped jet straight from lane into the jungle, double shot Celeste, one kaboom, and she's dead.
One kaboom, indeed.
Not a Porcupine Morty, so you can agree with the Hellfire Brew out onto Kershaw. There'll be just no block on that, just protect the contract to keep Kershaw's healthy through the burn. And Impunity are going to push this turret themselves. Not spike onto SNK, he's going to force the mountain out. and the Imperial Sigils keep him healthy. Another Solar Storm slightly missing, but there's the Iron Cannon from Baron. And the jump gets double shot. Uni down to half health. He did secure Lyra with that. So Impunity going to try and push this return turret. I don't think Uni wants to even test it. He wants to go home. He's got his powers monocle, as you said. So I think Infamous are going to leave their turrets. Spaghetti's gone low just on the water bar. There's double jets from Death Cube. You can get the core collapse. He's still going to get the double base attack off, and you're going to die. He's got a protected contract. A little bit healthy, and you're going to try and stop the turret, but it will not happen. It's the first turret actually going to Impunity. Their own tier 1 turret is very low, and they're probably going to give it up now, but they're going to try and fight instead. And Uni going to be stunned up, but Baron's going to fall. Good stuff there from Uni. He's going to Kershaw's.
Wow.
A lot of Spitfires, and so he has to back off. He's going to try and dodge them out. The minion candy minions are just being held off out of the turret range. He really wants that turret as a nice Imperial Sigil. Uni's not going to dive the turret. He's just going to push the minions out. There's the turret storm. Turret just for good measure, and
of course
back on. So the turrets are even. The gold is almost dead on even, but it does look like Infamous is going to try and get a gold mine. There were 2 hops and 2 vision, 2 scout traps there, and that will not steal it. Cordova's going to try. He's almost dead, but Celeste gets it with the basic attack, I think. So Infamous now slightly ahead in gold, about 1k because of that gold mine. But Impunity don't want to fight. They're just going to back off and Scarf get up over there.
Well, yeah, we do see Catherine at this point in time actually picking up that early Atlas going up against Uni on this Ringo as well. I must commend though, on the side of Impunity of how, you know, how objective focused they were. I mean, there were so much more things that they could have done, but push for that turret. They could have went down for that gold mine and then come up again. But because it's just down to how you organize or just ration out the amount of time you have on the fold, and that was what they agreed to do. And then in return, of course, they have to trade out a gold mine, and of course, you know, that of a turret as well.
So Cordova just going in for the stun. Defq jumping in. The Kershaw's and Defq have really good wave clear. There's the Hellfire Boo going to be soaked up by Defq, not really worried about that. There's fast from Catherine, but the engage, but he wasn't really ready. Movement's block used actually on the Iron Cannon instead of the last drum because SNK wasn't quite ready for it. But because the team is just so much further back than Water is, it's obviously Catherine can take Defq jumping in, good block by Uni on the most simply doesn't matter, he's almost going to fall without it first. And that's a straight core collapse onto Kershaw. Get yourself a reflex block, or you're just going to get stunned out on that Dragon's Breath every time. SNK is probably going to try and pick up this kill. Again, he's going to chase it. Fortifier is going to run away. It looks like only 2 kills going over to Infamous, and probably a turret. But you took so much damage from the double shot from Baron, but instead of trying to run away, he just went, okay, I'll take the double shot, I'll burst you down quicker, even though I got Atlas. And then again, he was there to stun Kershaw out of the Dragon's Breath like immediately. Before it even started channeling, it was stunned by the Celeste. So Kershaw needs to block that if he can. As soon as he starts his Dragon's Breath, pop your reflex block the core collapse on Celeste, and then you can really start destroying Ringo and Celeste with that Dragon's Breath.
Definitely. I mean, just look at all the team fights that has been happening. ZFQ more often than not gets SNK and Uni really, really low. And Spaghetti is really just all the side of Infamous is left. They are going to go for that gold mine right at this point in time. And I was about to say, if Kerchows actually do block out that car collapse coming out from Spaghetti, like you say, then they will and definitely have that chance of winning a lot of their team fights. It's commonly more than not, it's just Spaghetti, or rather, sorry, Kerchows. Ooh, Quadable is going in.
Kerchows wants to go in. That's a good poke from Defq. Jump gets in, he wants to get it on Celeste, he's going to get it, there's the core collapse though, out the second one, that's a lovely Solar Storm, Kerchows is going to almost like a Ringo as well, get out the Quadable, not blocked up. Defq going to fall to that Healer Genesis. Again, he wants to go in. Kerchows has got that Dragon's Breath available, but he's not quite going to fall. SNK wants it, Spaghetti wants it. He will get the double kill with that another Healer Genesis. And once again, Quadable is left alone. He's going to be able to survive for quite a while, has that Storm Guard to reflect any damage from Celeste. And good bursts pursuit, but this turret will fall. Quadable going to have to boot away so that he doesn't fall himself. another good Atlas on Ringo. Woodfall's getting good Atlases onto the Ringo, but it's a little bit too late. Celeste is stunning Baron almost immediately, and then Ringo's just there, basic attacking so much damage because Baron hasn't got defense either, so he's going to go very low to either Spaghetti or to Uni, and we're almost seeing 4 damage on Uni. He's probably going to get that tension bow last item, maybe might see a bone saw, but it's unlikely, and so he'll be putting out compatible damage to Baron, and even though Baron has more burst in a double shot, Ringo has more burst over time, kind of, because he can burst Baron down constantly, while Baron can only get a double shot, really, for actual burst onto Ringo.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I do agree with you. Baron can only get a double shot in for every, 5 or was it 6 seconds? Even
it's
then...
quite a while. I think it's 8 seconds, but it goes down by basically.
Yeah, so that is why. So, I mean, jump jets on Baron is the only thing that DevQ or the only thing that Infamous should be afraid of, and if you can actually just tank up the damage, soak up the damage instead of running, then you probably could win those team fights like we are seeing coming out from the side of Infamous. They might be going in for another team fight as the two teams posture up.
Both teams looking to poke out. I think Scarf should do well in that poke war, but Celeste is going to do a lot of poke of her own. And so, but both teams just backing off. They've realised that they weren't in a great position. Lyra's got herself a full metal jacket, which is always good. You want to get that full metal jacket against Baron. There's almost no point getting an Atlas. You just don't need it. You just want to be able to tank up his shots, because if you can't, then you're going to die. And you can't heal, you can't bulwark, you can't arcane passage your team if you're dead. So you need to get defense on Baron. There's no point getting it on Kerchos, really. You've got a fountain for that. Gives you some shield, and both teams posturing around Kraken. I think both teams take it very quickly, so you could try and sneak it. They actually are a couple of turrets down, 2 more turrets, and they're looking to fight. That's a good versus suit. Bulwark is face down, so you could jump in. You just want to. Both teams just want to back off, want to poke. They want to be in a position where either you can jump jets out Ringo when he's not expecting it. Yeah, Ringo with that tension but really wants to fight now. Or when Ringo can get Baron and he's not expecting it. Hellfire Boom allows Kerchos to be blocked up. That's not where Kerchos wants to use his block though. He wants to block the core collapse from Celeste. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I think PJ are going to fight.
Oh!
But not basic attacking. He was in the first. The Solar Storm not even needed. You can pick it up himself. Now Kerchos is 2v3. He's almost going to get SNK, but he can arcane passage away. They're going to go in. Quadbar's going to go through that portal with lots of damage on Kraken already. Uni and Spaghetti going to burst it down. Uni with those 4 damage items. And I don't think there'll even be any contest. He can't even do it. There's Fountain immediately to SNK. Kerchos going to fall to Ringo. Atlas a little bit too late. Quadbar gets stunned up. He's going to fall. That's a double. That's an ace. Infamous. Uni showing why people should pick Ringo more. He said he hasn't got a high win rate, but Uni's just showing how he can burst Baron down, because he can just out-damage him and just straight 1v1. Baron gets a double shot, but he's so slow at actually basic attacking that Uni can just bang bang, shoot you down, and pretty much kill DevQ before he even has a chance to burst Uni.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, Uni just opened my eyes. Just look at the amount of damage coming up from him. His almost full build.
Yeah, Spaghetti trying to get the core collapse onto Baron. It was blocked by the jump jet. And now Uni's going to back off. Blast up and land is not blocked up. There's the Kerchos, Iron Cannon coming out. We'll have to and Spaghetti gets quite low, but if you don't have enough damage on this Kraken, Uni's on the backline, says Spaghetti, they want to get the bait. SNK's very low, but then Uni going to die to double shot. It's the Dragon's Breath. Spaghetti starting up the bait, trying to get it down. And that's will be Kerchos very low. Spaghetti just get it from the bait. Might fall, but the Kraken will get the bait. That is game 1 going to Infamous. And they take that basically with just Uni beating Baron on Ringo.
Yeah, that was just game 1 going for Infamous, and it was just down to Uni on this Ringo, and I must say he played astonishingly well on this Ringo, because we usually see when we do see a Ringo being picked up into a Baron, what do we usually see? We see a crystal-powered Ringo, yeah? We see that shatter glass into Echo, into Broken Mid, or something along those lines, or double shatter, or even like shatter into Clockwork, into Echo. But then we do actually see a weapon Ringo on this on this weapon Ringo just winning Death Cube, because I mean, you have the amount of damage, yeah, with the jump jets and then your double basic attack, but that is really all your burst that you can have. But then we saw the amount of sustained burst that Ringo has got onto Baron in the later part of the game. I mean, we must give props and kudos to Spaghetti as well. Just that one play when Spaghetti actually stood the ground and Call Collapse landed on Death Cube and even Kerchows, and that was how that Spaghetti won that 1v1 against Death Cube on this Baron. Anyways, it is good game. It is well played coming up from the side of Infamous, just shocking us and surprising us with this Ringo pickup, this weapon-powered Ringo pickup on Uni. And, you know, honestly, coming to the second game, I must say, Death Q on this Baron, or Baron in general, still do pose a little trouble in the later part of the game. I mean, we did see Death Q did single-handedly take down that Ringo when Ringo wasn't aware. So I hope to see a more standard draft coming up from the side, from the second game, just so that this Baron would be in play and we can see other weapon carries as well.
Yeah, I think most people don't think Weapon Ringo is bad against Baron because he has very, very similar range in the early game, and obviously has a smaller range in the late game because Baron upgrades his range when he upgrades his Ion Cannon.
Yep.
And so you think, oh, you need to outrange Baron. That's the only way. Either that, or you go a melee hero that dives on top of him. But the idea from Infamous was we don't need to outrange Baron. He's going to jump jets in. He's going to be within range of Ringo's basic attacks because that's so he can get the double shot off.
Yeah.
And we think that our Ringo with no defense can outdamage your Baron with no defense, and it did, because Baron can't really kite away from anyone anywhere near as well as Ringo can. Ringo can just basic attack, run around, and get really good stuff steps in. Whereas Baron is more, he's like Saw, where he just stands there and shoots you, and then he can't really run away except from jump jets. But then he doesn't want to jump jets and run away. He wants to jump jets to engage, to damage. And so it was well played. Uni just knew I just need to get on top of Baron, not be scared, and I just need to burst him down because I think I can do it before he can kill me. But the second match is ready. So without further ado, we're going to go into the draft.
Coming to the second draft between Impunity and Infamous, honestly, what I want to see is really just Impunity just stepping up, because they played a rather good game in that previous match. I mean, even draft-wise, both of us did agree that they had that stronger later game. It is just down to mechanical skills, and the side of Infamous kind of just beat them because they have better late game knowledge and understanding that, you know, they can outburst a Baron, because all Baron has is just 2 basic attacks. Anyways, jumping into the draft, we do see a Sky banned out on the side of Impunity, and of course, a Lyra being banned out on Infamous.
Yeah, we saw Glaive was banned by Infamous last game, so Impunity this time are just going to pick it up straight away. They don't want to let it get banned away. They don't want Infamous to pick it. And again, we saw Batiste banned last game. It's just going to get picked up immediately. We see 2 either carry or captain flex picks. Obviously, Batiste can either go jungle, Glaive can go lane or jungle, and they both can go captain. So instead of in the last draft where Impunity decided to go for their carries, they went for Scarf, then they went for Baron. They went immediately, these are the heroes we want to play as carries. They're going more flexible options. Idris Bam, you can't really tell anything from that. That means they want to play a weapon power carry because Idris counters most of them. So they just ban it away if you don't want to go get. If you don't want to pick it as Team B, then you generally want to ban it away because it counters Vox and even weapon power Kestrel to an extent. And they don't want to pick Idris against the Glaive because then that Glaive can just be flexed into lane as weapon. That's a really good Idris counter. So they don't want to pick it, and they don't want the enemy to pick it and go that Glaive captain. I think it might make sense to ban with Batiste. They're going to ban Samuel, so they really think that's going to be a captain Batiste. If it's obviously a Chris Batiste, then they wouldn't play Samuel.
Yeah.
And so I think they might go for another. They might go for weapon back carry, maybe a Vox. So we've seen a lot of Vox in other games where teams just like to play their comfort picks. But they might also go for more of a flexible, maybe a Kestrel, go weapon or crystal.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly, if I do see a Vox being picked up, because Idris is just so strong against Vox, whether early or late game. I mean, granted, in the later game, there is really nothing that can stop Idris. So with the Idris ban out, with that Lyra ban out, I think the side of Infamous might actually opt for that Vox. If not, they might just pull out their traditional Castro. And there we have it. So they did actually go for that weapon Castro, or maybe can be flexed into that crystal pick if Batiste is flexed into that jungle, or rather the captain role. Anyways, with the Samuel banned out and that Sky as well, I'm not surprised if the side of Impunity would settle for that Catherine again for their Roma, and then of course for their crystal carry, it might just be a Scarf or even just a Celeste.
Okay, so they're going to play that Glaive probably as a captain.
Yeah.
I would like to see it as a weapon carry, so that they could go Catherine and then they could go a Celeste. Is really good against Batiste, quite good against Kestrel, not great, but Celeste is just outranges Batiste so well that I think that would have been a smart decision. But they want to play Captain Glaive, and they're going to do it. It will work. It will work well against Kestrel. If you can expose Kestrel and punt her and afterburn her towards your team, then you're going to be in a good position, unless she's weapon, in which case you've just got to try and poke her down, because weapon Kestrel has so much damage. She has more damage than Vox with the same build.
Yeah.
Those glimmer shots hurt a lot, and I'd expect to still see the Celeste as a crystal power carry. Just it's really good against Batiste. They're comfortable on it, but they are going to go for the Scarf again. Even the Scarf didn't win the last game, they're leaving the Celeste open once again for Spaghetti, so they don't want to pick it up, and I think that would be a really strong draft. Celeste, Kestrel and her own Batiste, because that's comfort picks galore, and it's quite a good counter to what Impunity has drafted.
Well, yeah, I must agree with you. I'll be surprised if the side of Infamous do not go for that Celeste. I mean, Celeste, we saw in the previous games, Spaghetti is just so comfortable on that Celeste. And like you said, it'll be just comfortable picks galore coming up from the side of Infamous if they do actually go for that Celeste. I mean, and even if they go for that Celeste, it's just, they are going to go for that Crystal set Castro.
They're going for
carry Baron. It's not the first time we've seen
Luxuria, I think you are lagging.
Oh, right.
Now. You're better now, but no longer robotic.
No, it was because I was looking at draft. I'm sorry, and then Discord was on. I minimized Discord, and Discord does this to me sometimes. So I'm sorry.
Don't minimize me.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just looking at the draft, and I was just about to say that Castro and Baron is a really strong combination. They have really good tower siege as well. I mean, of course, it's not comparable. I must say, it's not comparable to picking up a Celeste as the crystal carry, only because both Baron and Castro requires revving up time, and whether or not the side of Impunity would give them that grace, I mean the time period to rev up, it's another thing altogether. So I must say I really favor, if they are going to pick out the weapon Baron, then of course I favor the team comp coming up from the side of Impunity. Although
I'd love to see Crystal Baron, but I don't think they're going to.
although Baron do beat Vox in the late game, but then for the early part of the game, if they can snowball with that Glaive coming up to lane constantly just to gank that Baron, then of course I personally think that, you know, the team comp coming up from the side of Impunity is just so much stronger in the earlier mid games as compared to a Kestrel and Baron, because Scarf, I personally think that Scarf is just really strong into a Crystal Kestrel in the early game.
Yeah, I do have to agree. I think the Ringo was really good against Baron in the last game, because it could just out-damage Baron in a straight 1v1. They went similar builds, Ringo, Soul Blade, Double Tyrants, Tension Bow, and Baron went, I believe, Soul Blade, Tension Bow, and then some Tyrants Monocles. And Ringo could beat Baron, but Vox hardly ever goes that same build. Vox doesn't go for pure damage, Vox goes Sustain, Poison Shiv, we've seen Serpent's Mask, we've definitely seen Breaking Point, those kind of items for Vox. Obviously, as you said, Impunity are going to go to the jungle of Infamous, try and invade early game. That's what they need to do. They have got a Scarf, so it's not a disaster if it gets towards late game. And they've also got a Vox against a Baron, so that would not be the most favourable draft for them. if it gets to 20 minutes, then Baron will be able to basically 3-shot Vox, and Vox would need a lot more basic attacks to get off on Baron to do the same amount of damage to him. Uni by taking up to lane, but so is Quarterbar. That's Dragon Blast contract popped. Spaghetti going to be able to jump it away. Took a turret shot and a bit of damage to Deputy, but not that much because Kershaw was not in lane on that Scarf. Deputy's just going to farm on the turret. He should be fine getting most of these minions. And Baron's actually going to go straight home. He actually picked up a book of eulogies because he does know that this early game will be troublesome. He's not going to be able to farm up as well as he normally would on Baron, so he just needs to get that book, sustain in lane, and so even if he gets ganked by Courtois, he can still sustain just by farming up. We know Baron is extremely good at farming, so he'll be really good at getting those, getting that heal from the Book of Eulogies.
Yeah, was it Spaghetti on this Baron that we actually did see the Serpent's Mask coming out? I think it was.
Did actually, yeah.
Yeah, I think Spaghetti might go for the sustained Baron build, although in that game he brought it out. I think, if memory do not fail me, I don't think the side of Infamous actually did won that game. I think it was because it was just down to Baron lacking that burst. Granted, you've got a lot of sustain, but then again, you must realize that Baron did not have that attack speed or the sustained speed like that coming up from Death Cube. Spaghetti will be caught out.
He's going to get punched away. There's a minion onto the Courtois. SNK is going very low. He's going to have to move away. Now he's going to get spotted out by Spitfire. Courtois going very low, dodging out one of those. One of the shots from Kestrel. Spaghetti did get caught out, but there's not enough burst for Impunity. Except when Kirchhoffs gets a goop on Spaghetti, then he basically dies instantly. But Courtois needs to get the afterburn into a goop, and he needs to wait once the jump gets actually being used, then do the afterburn. Ordained to keep Courtois away from Baron, but that is now expired, so Spaghetti could be afterburn into Death Cube, but Death Cube's Courtois is very low, so I doubt he's going to try it. If he wants to push this time a little bit, but here's Uni. Courtois in the bush. He's going to probably punch Spaghetti away. It's going to be a double shot. And that's going to drag up a contract popped. And Deputy and Courtois both have to run away. Kirchhoff's just bursting down Uni and SNK, but they don't mind. They've seen that Courtois and Defq ported home, so this is pretty much free turret damage. Actually, Defq didn't port home. Defq stayed, got a mid-switch, trying to keep himself healthy. And Uni's got really good siege onto this turret, or poke onto Defq if he wants to. And now Infamous going to back off. Just get up, farm up, and you are right, we are going to see the Serpent's Mask first item on Baron. It's risky. You're trying to beat Vox at his own game by going Serpent's Mask, you're trying to out-sustain Vox. You should just play your own game, you should try and outburst him. SNK trying to stop the port from Defq, but it was a fake. And that was a good afterburn from Courtois. Defq will put home now, but it was a free kill for 3 bit of gold for Defq. I think that was first blood going over because SNK wanted to stop the port home for Vox. So Glade was there just after went in. Vox has got full poison shear from Baron, still working towards that Serpent's Mask, so a little bit of a power spike for Vox. But again, I think Baron should really be going Sorbet tension bow. He shouldn't try and beat Vox in the sustained game.
Well, yeah, definitely, I must agree with you. There is no reason. Oh, Spaghetti might be caught out right now. Jump jets are used.
It'll be fine. And after that, it's back towards the turret for good measure. Uni is in lane, gets a good poke onto Kirchhoff. He's got that heavy prism and quite a few crystal bits, so the poke from Uni is very good. He's going to be not bled actually, that was a bled for SNK. Uni already level 6. 4 minutes 45 in, he's got that one shot, one kill. And there is on to Courtois very low, he's going to have to run away with the Scarf again. We're going to get SNK solo, SNK is going to fall to the Vox basic attack. Kershoff is showing how Scarf can just burst down anyone if they happen to stand in the goop. And Kestrel and Baron are 2 heroes that like to stand still. Kestrel likes to stand in the glimmer shot. Baron is just slow. So Scarf's actually going to work really well against both these heroes.
Definitely.
And as well against SNK.
Yep, we do see that Spaghetti has already completed that Serpent's Mask and working towards that of tension bow. We saw just now, SNK kind of overextended, and that actually gave the side of Impunity that extra advantage that otherwise they would not have. We do see though, like you said earlier on, Uni is already level 6 at 4 minutes, had the 1 shot 1 kill, and has got a lot of damage already. So
yeah, speaking of damage, that turret has gone to half health One shot, one kill, just missing Kirchhoff's. SNK poking out to see who was in that bush. And Scarf's going to have a lot more poke than Kestrel, and Kestrel, she doesn't want it, when she's behind minions, Kestrel really can't do anything. She has to be at either the top of the lane or the bottom. One of us going to face check that bush. There was not an active guy waiting for him, but he will be stunned out of the afterburn with good ordained from SNK, knowing when Glaive wants to use that afterburn. So just ordaining him so that even if he does get on top of, say, Kestrel, he hasn't got the punt back, which is really what you want the afterburn for. It's not really for mobility at all. And Uni will probably try and steal this one away. I reckon he'll get it. Yep, no question for Kestrel there. And Bauer's going to push this wave up while Vox is actually come from behind. So another ordained from SNK, stopping Bourgeois from coming too quickly. And Bauer wants to port home, wants to get towards either that tension boat or maybe a Solar Blade. But he's going to push this wave up while Defq's here. He doesn't want to leave that turret alone. Because Kestrel now picked up a Shattered Glass. Getting some vision. Nice to see the jungler buying vision. You should do that if you're jungler. You should buy vision, especially if you're a Kestrel. Don't just ping the captain with your vision. Just buy it yourself. Like, don't ping, just buy.
You know, honestly, we need vision. It's like the new question mark thing. You know how many people that I played in rank actually gets triggered when their captain or their jungler actually pings a captain. I mean, I do not even care. Like, I'm just watching some streams there, and then people do get triggered, right? When people say, like, we need vision, right? So anyways, it is good to see, like you said, Uni pick up his own flares and his own one shot, one kill do land on quarter 4.
Yeah, I kind of was used to clear this wave. They know that Beauty want to push it, and that's a hunt back on using one of our wanted. He's going to walk into that camera trap, and that's the start. We're going to force Beauty to bounce it. SNK forward, then Wafer's going to silence him up. One more basic attack is going to secure the kill. Bowen had fought it home to get his tension bone and infusion, but that's a kill and possibly a turret. Kestrel's not there. One shot after another half a minute. Scarf can burn this turret so quickly. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. He's going to get afterburned into the Dragon's Breath. Defq's going to go very low, but he will pick up the turret. And as well, trying to come up to save his Baron, but Baron was already dead. There was nothing that Uni could do to save Baron, and that's a free turret and a free gold mine for Impunity. They're all low on energy, but I reckon this will be an easy gold mine, and then just going to port home and get some energy back.
Yeah, and I must say, Spaghetti yet again going for that Serpent's Mask into tension bow build isn't working out for him quite well. He just lacks that damage. I mean, we saw him jump jetting in and then landed 2 basic attacks on Defq, and that only took away a quarter of Defq's health. So I mean, it's quite troubling at this point in time. I mean, although Spaghetti,
but he's going to be not quite going to allow him to get back. He's going to leave that punt available. Double shot on Defq, gets him a little bit low. He's trying to poke out, trying to clear this wave. And good bit fire from Kirchhoff landing onto Spaghetti. And Kirchhoff just takes this wave so quickly that that's just not going to be going at the turret. It just wanted to take the turret out, and that will not quite be enough for them to get Spaghetti from porting. And Uni's going to go to his jungle, going to farm up, just try and get towards late game, maybe Baron. He's going to build Tyrant's wonderful deck, it looks like. I'd still like to see him build a Star at some point, just so he has that damage, because at the moment he's just got sustain. He's trying to beat Vox at his own game. It could work, obviously, if Baron's not on top of Vox, then it could work. Then one shot just splitting the enemy in half, not quite going to secure it, but Kestrel will get the split properly. Yeah, no problem, Kestrel can secure it, but it's like, no, like it's no one's business. And he's just going to back off towards the jungle. They're about 3k gold ahead, which is really good. But Baron is going to push this wave up, and Kestrel's going to go to lane. Vox now got his breaking point. It's a good power spike for Vox, but Infamous pushing turrets. Impunity wants to fight, but they're going to get the turret, but it's going to be an afterburn for and Infamous, they've just gone to swap sides. So whoever wants to back off first is going to be in a lot of trouble. Bit some shade, used defensively. Infamous is going to push turrets. If Impunity don't want to fight, Infamous is going to push the wave up, and they're going to walk around the gold mine. That's a good one shot onto Kirchhoff's, and that's a come out miss that's been laid down. It's not been spotted out, but Uni's going to have to boot away because he was flared, so he can't get that active camo start. Another great more save by SNK. Every time Woodman wants to get an afterburn, he's going to get ordained out of it. Getting double shot to Kirchhoff, getting him reasonably low, and Uni's just poking out there. But now both teams are going to back off, and Spaghetti just going to push his wave up. And once again, we're seeing that Baron isn't doing the damage he needs to. He's double shotting onto Scarf, getting another shot, and Scarf's just, okay, I can tank this. I've got no defense, but I don't need it. You haven't got damage. Why would I have my defense if he just going to go sustained and no damage?
And that really is the problem that's coming out from the side of Spaghetti right now. There's a reason why usual Barons go for burst. Firstly, it's because they are paper. They are really squishy heroes, Barons, out there, and it's the general consensus is actually just go for 4 damage items or even just 5 damage items and just
no boots. No, Husk and 5 damage items is way better.
Okay, Husk.
It's so funny.
So Husk and 5 damage items. Yeah. So just imagine this. So if you are going to go for sustain, the problem with that is that you do not have that damage. Ooh, SNK will be caught out right now.
Yeah, he's fine with that. He's afterburn. That means that Spaghetti or Uni is a good silence for box to wait for it. But a lovely fearsome shade to keep Death View from engaging. Uni can't get that camo because Scarf poking him out. But he will glimmer shot to poke Scarf away and be able to active camo and port home. So nothing really happening. But as you said, Baron hasn't got the damage, just has the sustain. Vox and Scarf are going to out-sustain you without problem. Kestrel's not going to get an E. Scarf will. Scarf's going to get that probably next item. So Impunity way more sustained than Infamous, even with the Serpent Mask on Baron.
Well, yeah, definitely. I don't see why Baron should actually go for that Serpent's Mask. I mean, you can pick up a book of eulogies in the early game just to help you farm better, but that's about it. I don't see why any reason why any substantiable ones at least as to why Baron should pick up that Serpent's Mask, because first it's not helping you damage wise. Ooh, Spaghetti might be caught out.
There was a scout jumping that bird. Definitely should cannot dive onto Spaghetti, and so they're just going to back off again. This Batiste SNK is playing really well to fear them away whenever they want to go in, to ordain whoever it makes the most sense to ordain so that they cannot go in, but he's locked the afterburn, so Quarterboy just waited and then punted him back once the block was down, and Uni's being sneaky. He will not be split out, we will be caught by Spitfire. That was unfortunate for Uni. The Nephew's goes very low, Iron can doing a lot of damage. Baron jump, Jeff's going to get all of the members of the team very low. Couldn't quite focus one member down, and the Crystal Sentry is basically going to get killed with the Death Key, but Baron's going to try and secure it. Block on the afterburn. Again, Quarterbar waits for the block, just waits and punts back later once the block isn't available. And Kojo's going to use that Spitfire, but the Sentry tanks it up. Boost the ball to keep Quarterbar alive. I think he would have been okay. But Baron, they're managing to get one of the kills once Impunity were just a little bit overextended. They stayed a little bit too long, tried to take a Sentry down, but they were all far too low to even try that.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, we did see Death Q actually trying to dodge and run away just to shift the aggro of the Sentry onto Quasar, but that didn't quite work out for him. Spaghetti caught him out. We do see, though, there is one difference at this point in time, is that it kind of seemed like a reverse game for the side of Infamous as compared to the last game when they were up against Impunity. And it's almost as if it's a very one-sided game at this point in time, but then I'm pretty sure Spaghetti is just waiting for the second Tyrant's Monaco to do any form of real damage. Because honestly, we are looking right now, he's got a sustain, he's got a tension bow, did not do enough damage. He picked up a Tyrant's Monaco, did a little more damage onto Kerchos on that Scarf. We did see it earlier on. And then, of course, he is going in for the second Tyrant's Monaco. And I'm sure with that, he's going to do a lot more damage. But whether or not, if they are too far back, it's another problem. And he one-shot, one-kill do come up to try to secure that gold mine. But sadly misses by a mile, in fact. Or was it Quasar that actually blew it?
Quarterbar blocks it. Quarterbar blocks it with the afterburn. It was well played.
Okay.
They knew the gold mine was going to be taken because it was 15 minutes in, and Impunity are known to try and take as much gold out of the gold mine as they can. They want to get it right at the death. And so it was a good one shot. It was at the right time, but it was just Quarterbar knew what to do. He just afterburned in front of it, and the Iron Cannon was a tad later. But it was a good goal one before the Iron Cannon came down. You can't body block an Iron Cannon. It's actually really good at securing objectives.
Yeah.
Does considerable damage, and yeah, you can't block it. And there's the echo of Batiste. We've seen this before. It's really good to echo that Fearsome Shade, or even if you miss the echo on the Fearsome Shade, you can just echo and ordain.
Yeah.
And it's still a really good idea. He's going to get flared out, he's going to be able to get away, and Infusion was popped. So look at the posture for a fight.
Yep, they are. Ooh, SNK might be called out at this point.
But that Crucible was used prematurely, and that's the and the one-shot one kill. But that was a Crucible used on both teams now. System is quite low. Fought home soon. You do want to secure that goal, that tree, and won't quite get it. And Iron Cannon landed Kirchhoff. That's not where he wants to do. Fine. If Dragon doesn't really come out of the fear, is going to kill one. And now that's going to be SNK going to fall. Kirchhoff's left alone. He's going to get a kill. Spaghetti. Spaghetti stuck in the goop. But here's Uni. Kirchhoff knows he's chasing. Kirchhoff is going to try and get him out. Spitfire is going to not quite land. Kirchhoff is going to one more glimmer shot. He knows that Uni's going to chase him. Uni is going to chase him. There's Spitfire and the goop. He's going to walk around it. No, you're not going to glimmer shot him from there. He can just stay out of range of you. Uni get it back off, get that tree in, and Kirchhoff playing well, Spitfire and gooping, trying to keep Uni away from him. And that is a 2-for-2 trade. I think SNK will be happy with his fear, but I think the fact that he used the echo and then I think he died while channeling the second fear. That would be slightly.
Yeah, but I mean that is a 60 seconds cooldown on your echo. So for the next team fight, also you will not have access to it. There you go. My echo is on cooldown for 47 seconds. But anyways, that was a really good team fight coming out from the side of Infamous. You must agree with that as well. Granted, Scarf was just in the back line dealing a lot of damage. There is a very questionable move coming out from the side of DefQ. Oh, they are going in.
We're getting jumped in onto DefQ, gets a nice poke on that skill stun onto Uni. Uni's going to get Dragon's Breath, it's going to boost away. But that was a lovely spear from the T spearing out of the Dragon's Breath. So Kirchhoff isn't going to be able to do as much damage as he wanted to, and Uni will stay just about alive. But there's the aftermath of Spaghetti on Spaghetti. We blocked, but Flame just waits for the block to be down, and then afterburns. And Uni's on the back line. He wanted to port home, but he was not. Epic and Baron got jumped on, but now he will port home. Epic and Baron got jumped on, but now he will port home. We'll get that. He's already got a broken myth, get another infusion. This is Goldmine starting by Impunity. There was a great Goldmine still. I think Infamous had the perfect confidence stealing Goldmine. They've got an Iron Cannon, a Fierce Chain, and a one-shot one kill. It's going to be the afterburn onto Baron. There's vision on the Goldmine, one-shot one kill. Not quite yet. Baron. And as I said, the steal is real. Infamous going in and be stun onto Kirchhoff. Baron's showing that, okay, I've got my double silence. Now I'm going to do some damage. DefQ has to port home, so does Courtois. I can't think of a better team to steal a goal box, steal a Kraken away. Like, Uni has the burst, Getty has the burst, they both have almost global ultimates, and the split that's a double shot onto DefQ, another Fierce Shade, that Echo is doing so much work, gets another one. We've got time, Courtois trying to tank one kill. It doesn't matter because Spaghetti's got the double shot, he's got the late game, Infamous have got their power spikes, they're still behind in gold, but they don't care because Baron's got his damage items, and Kirchhoff's going to try and do some punches to that goop, but Baron's jump jets are in, the critical strikes are real, and the turret's going to take most of this damage. DefQ isn't even up yet. Uber's going to get the whale just be okay, and then the turret is going, the Kraken is nice and healthy, Spaghetti's going to get one kill, Uber's to pick up the other one, DefQ is made a one-shot one kill, going out, the Vayne will be destroyed, and that is
game
quickly going to Infamous.
This game, wow, they were on a 4K deficit when they stole that Kraken, and yet they managed to push with one single Kraken all the way, cracked open the base of Impunity, and on top of that, taking down that crystal. I mean, that game was just insane to watch. It was such a close game. It's not even a close game for the side of Impunity. Impunity almost had that game. It was just that Kraken still alone.
They were far ahead, really.
They were 4K ahead, and it was just that Kraken still. And then a lot of mispositioning and very good Ordains and Fearsome Shade coming out from SNK on that Baptiste that really just won them that game right there. Do you have anything to say to break down this match at all? Because I'm just speechless. It was Impunity's game after all.
Yeah, I think what really